There are a lot of different pet businesses out there, and just like most other commercial insurance, there isn't necessarily a one-size-fits-all policy that's going to be right for everyone. I mean, we have boarding, daycare, grooming, walking, breeders, at-home pet sitting, animal rescues, and of course, medical facilities, and the list goes on. That being said, there are packages available which have been tailored to each of these types of businesses, and there are common coverages which will apply to all of them. So, let's unpack this a bit and understand what those coverages are and what you can expect when looking for a policy. Hey folks, I'm Eric Lonsner with Ford Insurance, and today we're going to dig into the basics of what insurance your pet service business may need and why. Now, as I said, there are a lot of options out there, but every business is unique and has unique needs. Now let's talk about the two main types of insurance, at least for our purposes here. The first, and generally the easier one to understand, is property insurance. Now, this won't apply to everyone. If you're a dog walker, for example, and don't have a facility, then you probably don't have any property to insure. Easy. If you run a kennel or daycare, however, then you likely do have property, like the building, if you own it, and all the stuff you own or use to run your business. Think of things like computers, crates, leashes, toys, and all the other stuff at your location. Insuring property is fairly straightforward. For the building, there are a few factors that determine the premium, like the size, materials it's built from, location, is it near the water or perhaps near a fire station, and protective devices like burglar alarms or sprinkler systems. For the other stuff, we just need to understand the value of your items and how and where they are used. For example, do you have any equipment that is mobile in nature, or is it always located in your building? There are so many variables that can affect the premium, it's not worth throwing out ranges. But generally speaking, for most businesses, property insurance is pretty affordable. Another specific type of coverage that will apply to most pet service businesses is called animal Bailee. No, you're not springing a dog out of the slammer here. This coverage protects your business in the event an animal in your care becomes sick, injured, or potentially worse. I'm sure you're aware of how much emergency vet bills can be, and animal Bailee coverage can help mitigate those costs. The second type of coverage is called liability, and this one can get a little more complex. At its most basic level, this provides coverage for damages that you may become responsible for. I know that sounds a little vague, but for example, if someone gets hurt on your property or because of something you did, liability insurance can help pay for those damages along with legal costs that may result. That last point is worth double clicking on because it's often overlooked. Liability policies typically have a duty to defend, meaning if you are sued for something that is covered by the policy, like an injury, then regardless of whether you were at fault or not, your insurance company will provide legal resources to defend you and pay if you're found liable, subject to the policy terms and limits, of course. You with me so far? Good, because there are also different types of liability policies available as well. And what your business does will help determine which makes sense for you to get. Pretty much everyone will need general liability. As the name suggests, it covers general scenarios like those slip and falls we just talked about, along with other types of accidents that could happen at your location or as a result of you or an employee's actions. Another type of liability insurance is professional liability, also called errors and omissions. This applies to businesses that have some type of specialized skill or service they are providing. For example, a dog trainer or a vet. These individuals are performing a service based on their expertise, and if the outcome of that service is problematic in some way, and for example, a customer sues, perhaps a surgery gone wrong or a dog that attacks someone after being trained, professional liability is the type of coverage that could respond. General liability policies will typically exclude these types of scenarios, which makes sense because not everyone needs it, nor should they have to pay for it. Now, the cost of liability policies can vary widely. They typically look at the amount of revenue or payroll your business has and base the premium off that. For smaller businesses, it could be as little as a few $100s per year. There are, of course, other insurance policies that your business may need. If you have employees, you may need workers' compensation, which is often required by law, though rules do vary by state. And if you have vehicles, well, then you're going to need a commercial auto policy. But at the end of the day, this should give you a general idea of the main types of coverages that are out there and which will apply to you. The best advice I can give you is don't be shy. Reach out to your agent and have a conversation. If you're looking for an agent, feel free to give us a call. Our info is in the description below. And while there's nothing wrong with buying an insurance policy online, I do recommend you speak with someone. I mean, you don't know what you don't know. And many people are surprised to learn that working with an agent doesn't actually cost you anything. And in many cases, it can save you money because a good agent will have access to a variety of options on where and how to place your coverage. So, well, that does it for today. I want to thank you for watching. And if you liked the video, well, you know what to do.